That's where the joy is. The joy is in the act of creating. And we have always been creative, but as we grow older, we just become very jaded about everything in life and work and family. Responsibility just drains the life out of us, isn't it? I'm going to be talking about the things that I'm doing and show you behind the scenes, but at the same time, how I have stayed relevant in my eyes to myself, not to the audience. It's very satisfying to do these videos without having any expectations as well. And say the agenda is this, just to put it on camera, and that's it. Hello friends, and welcome to another video. I was uploading some music to Spotify. This is something completely new to me, even though I'm a composer and I've been a composer for many years. I have quite recently just started to upload music to Spotify. And the reasons why is because I write primarily music for media, for YouTube videos, for commercials, for TV, for films. And music on social media, or music on streaming platforms, I should say, is not something that I have focused over the years. And here I am in my 50s, releasing music that I have already composed for TV and film and for documentaries, commercial, etc., to have them on streaming platforms and primarily on Spotify. It's really exciting to just be creative and stop caring so much about the purpose of creativity. I have been creating music for many years, and even YouTube videos as well. But I have always had this fear of, is it gonna be good enough? Is it acceptable to do this? In my line of work, it has always been, is this gonna be good enough in order to be used and to be licensed? Because I'm in the music licensing business. And it has always been this fear, or have this anxiety that is it good enough, right? And as I turned 50 a year ago, I became more aware of these thoughts and these insecurities. And I have always pushed forward in uncomfortable territories, I guess I should say. And not having music on streaming platforms, especially on Spotify, is something that always bothered me. Because people will ask me on YouTube, primarily, or even people that know that I do music, but strangers will say like, hey, where can I listen to your music? And I will always send them to a library, to a publishing library, which is where I have all my music tracks. And I have over 1,000 tracks spread in different publishers. And when you compose music for media, you don't necessarily have music on streaming platforms, so you don't present yourself as an artist, right? Like, hey, I'm Daniel the artist, or I'm Daniel the composer. Some do, but one of the things that really got me started here in this business of music licensing was primarily the fact that you could be completely unknown and still make music from your home studio. That's the main reason why I got started many years ago. However, I've been venturing into different creative realms, so to speak. For example, YouTube. I started my YouTube channel years ago, and I started a new YouTube channel quite recently as well, in my 50s, which is all about me documenting my life as a foreigner here in Greece, which is where I live. And you can find the link to that YouTube channel, which is called My Greek Lifestyle, underneath this video. That has been a great creative outlet for me, because in that channel I'm just talking about my life as a foreigner here in Greece. It has been an immense joy, to say the least, to just go around and film videos where I live and just show people what is it like to live abroad. In my case, living here in Greece, and how I learned Greek and all of the things that a foreigner enjoys when you live here in Greece, right? It's it's a channel which is all about lifestyle, really, okay? And I share a little bit here and there about what I do, right, and where I come from and all of the rest. But it has been something completely out of my comfort zone, that YouTube channel, when I got started. And even to this day, is a little bit, I wouldn't say strange, but it's a little bit, yeah, I would say out of my comfort zone to talk about certain things and frame them in a particular way, where I'm just talking about lifestyle, life as a foreigner, and living in a foreign country, and try to share my thoughts and views on different topics, right? Like, I mean, I don't get political, and I don't talk about immigration or anything like that, but you have to be very, very creative. And how can you be yourself and still express your point of view, right? And come across as authentic as possible. So that has been something that has been both challenging and very rewarding in terms of creativity. It has got me to think in different ways, okay? Because I've been creating videos outdoors, primarily, by the sea, by the beach where I live, which is a beautiful location where I live. And of course, it's very nice to just grab your camera and just film while I'm going for my walks. I like to walk every single day, and I like to just go around and show what I'm doing. And of course, the scenery is so beautiful, right? It inspires me to share it on a video. And at the same time, it inspires me to compose music and use my own music on my videos, okay? So something that I was doing today, right before I started to record this video, was to not only finish uploading some more music on Spotify, but at the same time try to share those links of Spotify on my YouTube channels and say like, hey, if you want to listen to the music that I use on my vlogs, you can go and check them out on Spotify, because I'm growing my profile on Spotify. For the last few weeks, it's still early days, okay? But it's something that is new, because I do get a lot of people on that channel, on my other channel, my Greek lifestyle channel, asking me, where can I listen to your music? And it's a little bit frustrated for me, not intimidated, frustrating. And it's a little bit embarrassing, actually. That's the word that I was looking for. It's a little bit embarrassing to direct them to a publisher, a library where I have, you know, all of my tracks, because it's just not something that people are gonna do, right? Like, you don't want to listen to my music on some, you know, music player from a music publisher, right? That is all about licensing for a TV show or whatnot. You know, the players are usually, you know, the interface is not very friendly. It's not Spotify, right? Everybody has Spotify, and everybody can just click the link and just listen to it. So that's something that has made me feel happy about. Again, you know, I was a little bit, I went through a phase quite recently, through a phase of not being so active with music, okay? Because I've been doing it for many years, but you know, you have like highs and then you have lows. So I've been away from music for a little bit, meaning that I haven't been as active or as proactive as I used to be back in the day. So this is something that has helped me, you know, kind of like shake me a little bit and say like, you know what, this is something to look forward to. Like, I need little projects of creativity. You know, when I started my Greek YouTube channel, my Greek lifestyle YouTube channel, that was a little project, you know, and it was very successful from the beginning. It still is a very successful YouTube channel. And in my eyes, even though it's a small channel, it's just crazy to me, right? Who would have thought that I will be in my 50s talking about my life in a foreign country and having so much engagement? I mean, I even made it to the Greek TV at some point. It's just crazy or ridiculous, you know, that my content actually got to the Greek show. Okay, actually, I got all the way to England. Like, the Daily Mail, yeah, it was a Daily Mail who contacted me at one point and say like, we would like to interview you because we see the content that you're creating about a Brit living abroad, right? And they found my content somehow. So it's just crazy that just out of an idea, things start to unfold or things start to happen, and I'm always fascinated about that process. And Spotify has been something so new to me. I'm so excited to just grab old music tracks, not even new tracks, old music tracks that I've composed 10 years ago, for example, and curate them into an album and just upload them to Spotify. And the process of publishing and creating is something that I'm very, very excited about. It's something that really, makes me happy. I mean, even doing this YouTube video, the joy of making YouTube videos, for example, is that I can just record it with my smartphone and then upload it immediately. And this YouTube video, for example, I'm not gonna edit anything. I'm not gonna add any editing or any cuts or anything. It's just like raw. But that's the joy of it, to know that while my wife is making lunch, okay, because it's Sunday as I'm recording this, and I have to go and pick up my daughter right now from a party before we have lunch. I said to my wife, I'm curating my music. I'm as well working on my description and try to share from one YouTube channel to another, like the link, like, hey, if you want to see my YouTube channel, which is all about Greek lifestyle, click the link below. And on my Greek lifestyle YouTube channel, like, hey, if you want to see my channel, which is my personal channel and where I'm talking about, anything about what I'm doing, which is this, right? Like about music, reinvention, life in my 50s as someone who's navigating this new decade in my life, go and click the link below. And as well, if you would like to know about the music that I make just for fun, right? I'm not selling anything, just you can listen to it and just stream it. And that's something that I've been doing. I was telling my wife, like, I'm thinking about doing a video, I'm off today, Sunday, and we're about to have lunch, and I don't really want to do a video outdoors like I usually do for my Greek channel. I want to do it like here, be spontaneous, and just be creative on the spot. And that's what I'm doing with this video. And right in the middle of it all, right? Like that's my Spotify profile right now. Right, and I have all types of music, man. Like I'm curating music. First of all, acoustic, right, which is my bread and butter. That's what I do. I'm a guitar player, but I have as well some cinematic tracks. I have some dark crime tracks, like tension tracks, which actually has been featured in a TV show. What's it called? Oh God, I can't remember now. Anyways, Killer Cases or something like that. I mean, I don't watch TV, so I don't know. And all of these shows are in America. But anyways, and I don't have a lot of tracks in that genre, but I compose a handful of them. And I'm like, man, this is a good handful of tracks where I can just have them curate them in an album, in a nice presentation, like, like an album cover and all of that. I'm using my own images as well, like my own pictures, and be very creative on that, because once you upload an album, then what's going to be the album cover, right? Or if it's a single, the same thing. Same as with YouTube, if once you do a video, it's like, what's going to be the thumbnail, right? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? I mean, you start thinking in a different way and be creative, right? Like try to put my brain to think in a creative way. Okay, I'm trying to as well stay true to myself, right, as I age, because I started this particular YouTube channel 10 years ago. So I'm thinking to myself, like, you know what, I was gonna let this channel die, and quite recently I have changed my mind, and I said, like, no, it's not gonna die. I'm not just gonna let it fade away. This is my channel. If anything, I will probably just try to rebrand it, which is what I'm doing with this. I'm not just talking about music, I'm just talking about my life and how I have reinvented myself, and so I'm not just talking about music licensing here. In fact, I'm going to be talking about the things that I'm doing, and yeah, show you behind the scenes, but at the same time, how I have stayed relevant in my eyes to myself, not to the audience, not to who wants me to be or expects something from me, how to be myself or how I should behave myself, especially in this decade, right? In my 50s, I'm 51 as I'm recording this. So it's very satisfying to do these videos without having any expectations as well. And say the agenda is this, just to put it on camera and that's it. Okay? Of course I want you to engage with the content, and of course I would like for people to watch it. The same way that I would like people to listen to my music or to go and check whatever I publish. But that's out of my control. There's nothing I can do about that, right? It's only so much I can control. The only thing I can control is record this video in this case and upload it, and that's it. And my job is done once I press record and then publish it. That's where the joy is. The joy is in the act of creating, right? The joy is in the act of making the music. So even though I've been uploading music to Spotify, those are old tracks. It's not new music that I have composed with the intention, of course, of publishing with my job, right? Like, which is music licensing, like composing for music for libraries and all of that. But at the same time, with that new thought and that new little project, which is a side project, which is like, wow, I'm composing this music track, not only because it's part of what I do, but at the same time, I have this little project, which is publish it on Spotify. And that gives me a little bit of a fire inside to keep going. And it keeps me excited. I think that's the word that I'm trying to look for. It keeps me excited. So it's not just anymore just, hey, I need to compose music for TV and film. I need to compose music as well for Spotify, right? Like it's a great platform for me to just showcase what I'm doing as a composer. And whenever somebody asks me, it's like, hey, where can I listen to your music? You keep talking about that you make music for media and all of this. Now I don't feel embarrassed, because now I do have a proper link, and I'm working on building my Spotify profile, right? Like I'm just working on building it. So that's that, man. You know, I mean, drop in the comment section what's the latest projects that you've been working on, right? Whether you are a musician, composer, a creator, or you're just somebody who just wants to start a YouTube channel or a podcast. I'll give you another example. My wife has just started a podcast, okay? And it's all about women's journey, okay? Like as they approach, this next season of life, you know, and talking about what women go through in terms of like hormones and family and all of this. You know, women, I mean, I did not know that, you know, that women will go through so many changes, you know, when they approach 50. I mean, for me, it's just crazy, you know, but when, you know, I've been with my wife for many, many years, okay? But now that she's as well in that season of life, you know, I was not aware of how many changes, you know. Here I am complaining as a man, like, oh, you know, I'm in my 50s and I'm supposed to be this guy, or I don't know what I'm supposed to, I don't know, how am I supposed to behave in a certain way? Like, right, like, should I stop making videos? Should I stop making music? Should I just, you know, be more serious or something? Or maybe I should act in a different way, you know. But my wife just started a new podcast. She has never done podcasting before, by the way, and it's already a very great success, I'll have to say. Even though she's one episode only into the podcast, it's just a great concept, great topic, you know, and I'm helping her out a little bit, teaching her about audio, because that's what I do. But I'm really happy for her, because this is exactly what I am all about. This is exactly what we're all about. You know, it's like, oh, should I start a podcast talking about this? And I'm like, that's a great idea, man. I mean, you're already talking with your friends and, you know, kids and family and hormones and, you know, approaching 50s and all of this and menopause. You know, it's exciting for people to just be brave enough to just put it out there and publish, and the act of publishing, right? Like, she has recorded already, like, the trailer and the first episode. And I told her, like, man, it just sounds amazing, right? Of course, she's using my music. I'm letting her use my own music on her podcast and helping her with the audio as well. But it's just so easy to publish. And, you know, there's something that has been on her mind for a long time. And I said, like, you need to do it. You just publish it, man. Just and go down that rabbit hole of creativity, right? Like go and create the artwork for the podcast, what the podcast is going to be called. Should I use my face or not? And what color should the podcast have when it comes to, the thumbnail, not the thumbnail, like the artwork of the podcast. So this is something that really, excites me, and it's really, how can I say it? Inspiring as well. Because we inspire each other, right? To create something. And we have always been creative, but as we grow older, we just become very jaded about everything in life and work and family. Responsibility just drains the life out of us, isn't it? So anyways, I just wanted to drop this video very quickly here for you guys. And just drop in the comment section if there's any new projects that you have started quite recently, especially if you find yourself in my age group and I'm battling this type of insecurities of like, would I, what would they think if I start a YouTube channel right now? Or what would they think if I started to make music, or if I started to create a podcast, for example, talking about what I'm passionate about, or just change direction altogether, right? So this is something that is really close to my heart, and I've always been fascinated about creativity. I'm gonna be creating more music, more videos for this channel as well. I'm gonna be sharing a lot of things here, so make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for what's new here on this channel. And I really appreciate you. Much love from Greece, from me, and as always, man, rock and roll, and I'll see you in another video.